I have a feeling that many people won't speak today because the media, possibly other Muslims, other secular groups will label us as racist or say we are against inclusion. We are a nation founded on Christian values. Why are we even allowing this? It used to be that something like this was called a cult, but today it's being called a community. Our country other countries would never allow this.
This is East Plano Islamic Center, along with Council on American Islamic Relations, otherwise known as Hamas, an arm of the Muslim Brotherhood. And they were demanding the release of an al-Qaeda operative named Dr. Afia Siddiqui, who was building bombs to take out our officers in Afghanistan. And when they found her and turned her over to us from Afghanistan, they found a list on her of several places in the United States where they were going to plant dirty bombs. She was not the only one they were demanding the release of. These people believe that violent jihadists, they're in federal prison, should be out on the streets doing what they're trained to do.
Constitution of the United States. My bigger concern also is what the last lady referred to, is that when the Muslim people have moved into other areas like Dearborn, Michigan, and places in Minnesota, and especially many countries in Europe, they have been very destructive. They come in very peaceful at first when there's only a few of them, but as they grow in strength, they start to take over a place and wreak their havoc.
I am from Denton County, actually. I just came here today because my concern is that if you let this happen here, that this is going to start happening all over our state. And then sooner or later, our state is going to be so compassionate to all of their new laws and their rules that they're going to wind up taking over our children and say this nation and this state was built and founded on the gospel of Jesus Christ. And there is only one God and one Father in this country, and He's our Father, Jesus Christ, and they don't believe that. They believe a little differently. They don't believe that sinners have a right to be forgiven.
They are the bedrock of strong communities. Any new development must embrace these principles, not sidestep them. We must also remember that America was founded on Judeo-Christian principles: truth, justice, compassion, and inherent worth of every individual. These values are not negotiable, and any group that seeks to live outside of or in opposition to these possess a serious concern for our community.
Why would you come here if you're not going to assimilate? You are literally creating a compound in the middle of our state. This isn't a little neighborhood with a mosque nearby. No, it's 400 acres of nothing but your ideology. It's an entire system: your school, your mosque, your fitness center, your medical center, your senior living center, your parks, your sports with tennis, cricket, volleyball, and soccer, all with the theme, Islam. You can say we are racist, but if we are racist, why is no one saying anything about you living here in general? You have thousands and thousands of people here allowed, so don't try to say anyone's being racist.
This is not just a legal issue, but an important economic issue. According to Attorney General Ken Paxton's communication, Israel is Texas' fourth largest trading partner, and Governor Abbott's communication stated that anti-Israel policies are anti-Texas policies. Can you please deny or delay any development decisions for 1 year until all of you have had a chance to read and study Texas Chapter 2270?
I believe that Muslim belief is against the Constitution and against America and a threat to our country. According to Islamic teachings, Americans are infidels, and we need to be eliminated. We all need to be informed on the Quran teachings to understand the devastation of these teachings. Also, the Muslims think that our country will allow them to do anything they want to do.
I'm from Denton County. We're having the same issue come up in Denton County as well. It does not comply with our philosophy and our ethics in America, and I am opposed to this development. I thank you for your time today.
Concerns today are that in America we stand for one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And this is a division within our communities because of the proposed idea of Epic City. So I would like y'all to consider what it looks like in community for us to come together. And we are a nation that and God has blessed, and we bless Israel, and we stand with Israel, and we stand with the faith that they're able to express their faith. And so I want that to continue for my kids and for the generations to come.
They're going to be controlling the whole area, all of the legislature, all the activities going on there. And that's just really not something that I see is going to happen to the benefit of the county.
The women of the Sharia country, the Muslim women, however, were kept separated from men in the theaters, in the hospitals, in the hair salons, everywhere. The husbands kept their wives' passports and they maintained custody of their children. They did not allow their wives or children to leave Kuwait unless they had their husband's permission, and then they would give them their passports.
We can't even control the pornography in our schools now. We can't control the trafficking going on in our community. How in the world are we going to control a school that's inside a compound that is so isolated that we don't have any idea what's going on? Is this school going to be mandatory, watched over by TEA, by TASB, by our legislature, just like all the other schools are? This is so wrong. This country is based on Judeo-Christian values. We live by two constitutions. And I am solely against this community wanting to build a compound like this and we not have any control of it.
We have allowed other people across the world to immigrate here with the goal to assimilate and become American, to integrate into American society, adopt American values, and contribute into cultural and economic enrichment of our country, where various ethnicities and cultures can come together to form a unified society. Islamic expansionism is about conquest. Established Islam as the sole ideology. The mosque is not only a place of worship, it's a command center for community control, legislative enforcement, and demographic consolidation.
So we had that issue. Not to mention, I grew up in Michigan. I saw what happened to Dearborn, Michigan. I know what goes on in Dearborn, Michigan. It was labeled the jihad of America. Now we have Patterson, New Jersey, which is the Palestine of America. If this community is trying to cater to the Muslim population, I, as a practicing Christian who has Jewish blood, if I wanted to fly a flag that is in protest, a banner in protest of Hamas, do I need to fear for myself because of this compound that is nearby?
Dearborn, Michigan recently passed a law where all public schools have to have halal meals now served. So this is what we're looking at. They're trying to change our culture.
I learned recently said believing in any law other than Sharia negates one's Islam.
I'm from Dallas, and like a number of people that have spoken today,
This book was written by Stephen Kirby. Within the book, you will find that Islam is not compatible with the U.S. Constitution.
One thing that people have brought up about discrimination, and they've mentioned that we're discriminated perhaps against someone else. Actually, they're discriminating against us. Las Colinas now, where they've had Hamas down there protesting, demanding our mayor step down because they were not happy with the resolution that was passed that we would support Israel. The bottom line is that anytime when you get a Muslim community and they start outnumbering you, which is what they're going to do in Blue Ridge, then they outvote you. They outbirth you, they outvote you, and they take over.
The first thing I was taught when I grew up was, don't lie. Your mouth is going to get washed out with soap. The first thing they're taught is lie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.